Hello there. In this video, we're going to look at overlapping action with a foxtail. This was downloaded from the internet. It's Ultimate Tail. If you grab the base node, you can turn it into a beaver or a fox. Not like getting the main control out of the way, and so I'm just bringing the fox forward. And I'm just going to do a simple rotation back and forth. And we're going to see if we can't get this tail with some nice overlap and follow through on it. So about 45 degrees each way, just in the y-axis. This is a 30 frame animation, so when I play it, I'll just play 1 through 29. So it'll just keep cycling. So that's playing it in real time. The rest is sped up. So here I've opened up the script editor and I wanted to be able to just select the tail controllers, all of them, and then just make a button for that. So I've middle mouse grabbed those selection commands. Then I can right click on them, go to edit, over to shelves, and then I can put a icon label in there, so I'm calling it Tail 2. That way I select that button and it selects all of the tail controls at once. So then I can rotate them. So for each main key here, 1, 15, and 30, rotating it each way. I'm going to come into frame 8 and rotate it again. Same thing on frame 22. And I've got auto keyframe on the red button in the lower right hand corner. And I play from 1 to 29. And so there's my rotating tail. So now what I'm going to do is come in and just take each one of these individual tail curves and I'm going to offset them a couple of frames ahead. So you just select the whole key, just move it ahead, and then you get a nice automatic overlap. A really simple trick. And so I've got the overlapping that you'd like to see right now. Okay, so there are my keys. And so what I'm doing now is I'm selecting all those curves. I'm turning pre and post infinity on. And then you come over here to view and view infinity. So that will allow you to see your curves coming as the keys, the tangents coming into the curve and leaving. And so the whole idea there is just to be able to go in and kind of tweak the keys a little bit to make sure that you don't have any pops in your curves for each controller after you've offset them. So now I'm using the grease pencil, and I'm going to break this down another way. So we're essentially looking at S curves, so at both extremes. And pardon the lousy S drawing with the mouse there. So at the extremes, I've got these S curves. And then I go to the mid keys or the breakdowns, 8 and 22. And then these become C curves. Okay, so at the very beginning, the S, and then as you flow through, then you'll have a C. And that's a handy way to remember tails and things like this as far as how it works. The grease pencil is kind of handy in Maya too. So now I'm just going to go back and delete all those keys. But as I'm deleting them, you can see the S and the C curves. You can also see the tangencies. So a trick that I like to do is once I've made these offset curves, then I've got keys all over the place. And so then I'll go back and just rekey my original curves at 1, 8, 15, 22, and 30. And so that way I'm sort of putting the offset into those original keys. That does require some touch up though, and so you can see me here realigning the tangents. I have to line them on the inside and the outside. So the pre and post infinity can also be enabled there in that little box that I just had. So you can find it in the menus, or it's just kind of handy over there in the interface. Okay, so this is playing real time, and after deleting the unnecessary keys after the offset. So now I'm starting a new scene and bringing the foxtail back in. And so the idea here is going to be to, let's just put these S curves and C curves into the animation to begin with. So the I key for inserting a key. There I was just typing in a formula on in the graph editor. You can just do times equals -1 if you want to take a value and mirror it across the across your graph editor from positive to negative. Okay, so working on the S there. And that's just doing it from the beginning. And then I get to the frame 8, and then I'm going to work on the C. And frame 15, working on the S again. Then at frame 22, I'm going to go in and work on the C curve. So at the extremes, you've got your S, and then the breakdowns or the in-betweens, you've got a C. And so that's what it looks like in real time, with just making the keys with the overlap and follow through to begin with. So thanks for watching.